What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We're literally days away from the Euros kicking off. In this video today, I'm going to be making my predictions for the Euros. I'm going to be using this tournament predictor site. I'll put the link in the description. You can make your predictions too. And what I'm going to do is once the Euros are completed, I'm going to come back and make another video and go over my analysis and my predictions of the Euros and see how much we got right and how much we got wrong. Do me a solid and like the video if you like what you're seeing. Also sub to the channel to show your support. Hopefully we get quite a lot of it correct in the end. Let's get it. Alright, so for Group 1, we've got Sweden, Turkey, Wales and Italy. In my opinion, we're going to have Italy coming in at top spot. They have an insane record building up to the Euros. Next up, I'm going to go with I think it's going to have to be Wales. I think Bale and James could put in some big performances and get them second. I don't really know of any really good Turkish players. I know Xhaka, Sommer and quite a few other players play for Switzerland, but I'm going to go with Wales second. Third, I'm going to go for the Swiss. And fourth is going to be Turkey. Alright, so that's Group A done. Group B, I think it's going to be easily Belgium, especially if they perform to their potential. You got some superstars in there from the Premier League as well. Next up, I think it's going to be Denmark, followed by Finland and then Russia. I think Russia had a decent World Cup due to hosting reasons, and I think basically they're going to fall off now. Alright, so Group C, I think it's going to be Netherlands at the top, but I do think it's going to be tight. They haven't looked that great in the pre-games building up to the Euros, and they do have Van Dijk out, who is easily probably their best player. Next up, I'm going to go for Austria, then Ukraine and then North Macedonia. Right, on to Group D. I'm going to have to back the lads and say England is going to finish on top, followed by Croatia. Then I'm going to have to go with, I think it's going to be Scotland. I think they drew to Netherlands in a friendly building up to the Euros a couple of days ago, and the Netherlands did have quite a strong squad. So I'm going to go for Scotland and then Czech Republic. I don't know of that many Czech Republic players that are going to be able to drag them out of the mud, to be honest. Right, Group E. This is an interesting group. Spain, and Ramos isn't there, so I'm going to have to go with Spain top spot. Lewandowski and co will make it second. I'm going to go for a shock third place in Slovakia, and Sweden in fourth. No Ibrahimovic, no party in my opinion. And now we're on to the group of death. This group is insanely difficult to predict. I am going to have to go with France top spot. Their squad is just insane and they're super favourites going into the Euros, also World Cup holders, and they have the addition of Benzema coming back into the France national team after 7 years out, after all that France fiasco that they had with a couple of major players being banned. So I'm going to go with France top spot. Also Benzema's killing it for Real Madrid in the league as well. Next spot I'm going to go with is Portugal. Portugal on paper have an insane team. Not to mention they got one of the greatest players in CR7 of all time. I'm going to go with Portugal. I just can't see past their squad. Even if they underperform, you have to play really badly to not finish in the top two. The reason being, Germany, I don't know, I don't fancy Germany. They've not really performed that great in the World Cup, and I don't see them doing that great in the Euros as well. I think Germany are going to come in third place simply because I don't think they got the firepower to beat France and Portugal, and because they've got that offside merchant Timo Werner in strike. I just can't see them performing that great or performing better than France and Portugal. But third place do get a chance to compete as well. We'll get onto that in a second. You get 4 third place teams that go through as well. So I do think they will get through to the next phase in the competition, but in third spot. So Hungary, I don't think they have a chance. They're going to come in 4th. Predicting the 4 best third placed teams. I'm going to have to go with Germany straight off the bat. I'm going to have to go for the Swiss as well. I don't think Ukraine have that many great players, and Finland, I don't know of any major players that play for Finland. So I'm going to go for Scotland and Slovakia. So that's the 4 best third place teams. Now, round of 16, Belgium versus Slovakia. I think Belgium are going to walk this tie. Slovakia have just gone through as a third place team. Belgium going to walk that. Hopefully, we get to see Belgium perform to their potential in this tournament. They have some mad players. Kevin De Bruyne is obviously an amazing player for Man City and the Premier League. Lukaku's been killing it in the Italian league. They got Mertens. They got Witsel, who plays for Germany. The defense, I don't know. The defense is maybe their weakest point. They got Vermaelen named in the team. Now, what happened to Vermaelen after he left Arsenal, played for Barcelona, and then you never heard of him? I don't even know if he's still there, to be honest. So yeah, Belgium. Italy could be dark horses of this tournament. They do have, as I said, an insane record coming into the tournament. I think they've lost this defensive mentality that they had in the past, where they just play dirty, score a goal or 2 and hang on in the game. They have scored, I think, 75 goals in the process of building up to the Euros, so it's got to be Italy. And on top of that, I don't think Austria are that much of a great team. England beat them in a pre-tournament game leading up to the tournament, and I think they've done it. It was only a 1-0 scoreline, but they done it in the end anyway. And Austria looked like they had a pretty strong squad fielded on the pitch. Next up, France. I think they're gonna walk Switzerland. Their team is just too good. Also, I'm gonna add in a bonus prediction. I do think Karim Benzema is going to be the top goal scorer of this tournament, especially if he takes penalties for France. So that's Karim Benzema to be the top goal scorer in the tournament. I do definitely think he'll be top 3. Next up, this is an interesting tie: Croatia versus Poland. On their day, I think Poland could do Croatia, but overall, on paper, Croatia have the better team. Does Lewandowski carry the team? I think I'm gonna have to go with logic and go with Croatia in that. I just don't think Lewandowski will be able to carry the whole team. The reason why I keep mentioning Lewandowski and not any of the players in the team is who really, apart from Milik, is a household name for the Polish team. So that's Croatia. Next up, Spain versus Scotland. I think Spain will walk that tie. Then England versus Portugal. This has all come about because I've said Germany will finish 3rd and Portugal will finish 2nd, France topping that group. Because of that reason, I think it's going to be England versus Portugal, and I've got to back the boys and say England are going to beat Portugal. Now, it might be that I'm kind of biased, obviously living in England and backing the lads, But England, you have to remember, are the fourth best team in the world on paper because they came fourth in the World Cup. So really, why not? They do have the players for it. Hopefully, Southgate gets his team sheet correct for this game, and also England perform to their potential. So that's England to beat Portugal. Also, Portugal, I think last World Cup or the Euros before that, I think, yeah, when they won the Euros, they didn't score that many goals from open play throughout the whole tournament. I think a couple of their games went to extra time and penalties, and they didn't score that many goals. Now, I know their team is much different now on paper. Arguably, they have a better team than Belgium now. So yeah, you never know, but I do think England will do it. Now, this game here, Netherlands versus Germany. Interesting. Germans they got battered by Spain last World Cup. They didn't take Sané. I don't know why they didn't take Sané. That was a shock pick as well. I am going to go with Netherlands just to edge the Germans. I think on paper they got delayed. They've got Wijnaldum, Depay, Quincy Promes. I think they've got a better all-round team than the Germans. Germans do have Havertz, Timo Werner, who I don't even know why I'm mentioning him. He's having a shock of a season. I'm going to go for Netherlands to beat the Germans. Wales versus Denmark. I am actually going to back Wales to come out on top in this game. Denmark, I don't think they are the team they once used to be, and I do think Wales can just grind out a result. All right, we are into the quarters, and what a way to kick off. We've got Belgium versus Italy. Now, my prediction is, although on paper Belgium have a better team, Italy are going to make this very difficult for them. I think actually I'm going to go with Belgium to win, just because a lot of their big players have had a cracking season domestically. Italy, they've got good form leading up to the tournament, but they will just falter and won't be able to overcome this hurdle. So Belgium to come out on top, simply because they've had an absolutely crazy they've had absolutely individual crazy performances from the players domestically, and on paper the team is just so sick. France versus Croatia. I think Croatia are going to get absolutely battered in this game. France to win, no need to explain. They've just got too many good players: Mbappe, Benzema, Griezmann, Pogba, Kante. I don't think they've got so many good players. Spain versus England. I think, in my opinion, England are going to win this. Spain aren't the team that they used to be. They got battered a couple of tournaments ago, or even last tournament. I just don't see it. They got Morata up top. Is he Morata? He's done bits and bobs for Juve, but is he going to lead the line? Ramos is not there. They're going to have probably, the defense is probably going to be Carvajal, PK, Nacho maybe. Can't think of any of the centre back they got. Left back Alba. Goalkeeper probably is going to be De Gea. De Gea has not had that much domestically. De Gea has had a shocker, to be honest. England are going to do this one, in my opinion. Okay, semi-finals. We've got Belgium versus France. Two of the best teams on paper in this tournament. I think Belgium are going to fall at this stage, to be honest. France to get into the finals. They've Martinez. I don't know what's happening with him. Is he been sacked, or is he looking to move away? I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna get their tactics right. I think it is a lot of good players glued into one squad, and eventually I don't think they're going to be able to gel as much as the France team have. France team are more or less exactly the same with the addition of Karim Benzema from the last World Cup, and I just think they're favourites. They're gonna beat Belgium. I forgot to predict the last quarters: Netherlands versus Wales. Luckily, I can just pick. I think Netherlands are gonna walk that. So now into the semis. I think Wales they'll do good for the team that they have, but eventually the likes of James and Bale aren't going to be able to carry them that much further into the tournament. Yes, the semi-finals, England versus Netherlands. I think England have the better all-round team. Netherlands are missing Van Dijk. I just can't see past that. Their defense with Van Dijk and without Van Dijk is massively different. If the individual performers for Netherlands perform, i.e. Memphis Depay, then they could maybe get somewhere. I keep mentioning Memphis Depay for the French league for Lyon. He's had a belter of a season, but I just think overall England will have the better team on paper, better tactics. I think they've got the depth. Who do you know on Netherlands subs bench that can make a difference? All the first team's pretty good, to be honest, but their subs bench, I just don't think they've got the depth. Playing 3 or 4 games, 4 games to come to the semi-final, I just think they might be tired of having to play their first team all the time, and I'm going to go with England to beat them. Now, France versus England in the final. You might be thinking, how the hell have I got to England getting into the final? Well, as I said, they finished 4th place in the World Cup last time out, the last major tournament. I think they can do one better. Why not? They don't have they don't have Maguire. Hendo isn't going to be that much of a miss, but are they going to do that much worse? I only think they can do better. But I am going to have to go with France. On paper, past performances in the World Cup, they are the holders. They are, in my opinion, they're just going to walk this whole entire tournament. So that is my Euros prediction. Let me know what you guys think. Am I massively off? Have I got quite a lot of this correct? My 3rd place and 2nd place prediction for the group of death is negotiable. I've gone for Germany to finish 3rd. What do you think of that? Do you think they just had a one-off bad tournament last time out, or do you think France and Portugal just got too much of a good team? Look out for my video post Euros. I am going to go over my predictions. Do me a solid, as I said, subscribing to the channel shows a lot of support. It goes a long way. You have no idea how much it helps me out. Like the video if you like what you've seen. Take care of yourself. Peace.